iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Aussie Driver Search is excited to announce a brand new competition in 2017. We'll be holding a V8 Ute competition with the winner receiving a drive in the V8 Utes at the inaugural Newcastle Street Race. This will be the last time the V8 Utes will race in their traditional format before morphing into the new Super Ute category in 2018. With the overwhelming response and huge demand for Aussie Driver Search, we've decided to create this additional competition for those who missed out. Open to anyone, this competition will consist of a drive in a V8 Ute at our events in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. The top 5 from each qualifying round move into the finale to drive V8 Utes at Sydney Motorsport Park free of charge, with the winner crowned on this day. 3-time V8 Ute champion Royal Harris is the judge for this competition. Ryle will also mentor the winner during the round at Newcastle. One person in the V8 Ute competition will also receive a wildcard entry into the final round of the Pro competition and be in the running to win a full season in the 2018 Toyota 86 Racing Series. The entry fee is only $800 with limited spots available. Entries are open now. These spots will not last long. Get your entry in to avoid missing out.
Goodbye.
Hello everyone, welcome to V8s Online's live coverage of the Aussie Driver Search iRacing official V8 Supercar series. We are back for another season of this awesome racing. Jay Kennedy, and once again alongside me for this season, Jared Philsell. Jared, welcome back to another season. We had a week off and we're back into it again.
Yeah, a bit short for my liking. Would prefer a much longer break. That's why I race scops.
Either way, it's still going to be a very, very good series once again. 21 laps here at Spa-Francorchamps tonight. A fairly long race, 147 k's in length, but we will see a lot of interesting racing. Pit stops will be the big point that will come about in this race. But yeah, really, really fun race track in the V8 Supercar. A little bit underrated. A lot of guys don't enjoy it too much, but it still is quite fun in the V8 Supercar.
Yeah, your more conventional wings and slicks track, but can produce some good racing with the draft.
Drivers currently qualifying at the moment, and a few names returning to the series that we haven't seen for a little while. We've Guy Leach out on track, Lewis Kugley, but on screen at the moment is a former V8 Supercar Official Series champion, John Emerson, back out on track, which is great to see him back out in the V8 Supercar and back onto iRacing.
Yeah, long time no see on track for John. Won himself a car in a real simulator competition.
I saw that. Only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, on Project Cars, so that was cool. Stepping up.
Through Rouge Radion onto the Kemmel Straight goes John Emerson. This is the fastest point on the track. We're at about 280 before you hit the brakes. Qualifying at the moment, very close at the front two being Corey Preston and Dane Moore, and then a bit of a gap back to the rest of the field. We'll see the field a little bit stretched from what we would normally see with the fact that this is a 7-kilometre lap.
Yeah, big risk here for off tracks, so the guys are going to have to be careful throughout. 21 laps tonight with a 17 incident limit as usual, so you're going to have to take it easy for the most part.
It'll be a bit logical about how you actually approach this. Some guys will almost save up their incident count for later in the race. A little bit of a wiggle there for Emerson. Got it under control pretty well. Current best lap, 2-minute 20.1. That lap from Corey Preston actually is a very, very quick time, and Dane Warren only 3/100ths away.
awesome lap there for Corey to be provisional pole at the moment. Sure if I think Dane's stopped,
finished. Yeah, he's
so
finished.
He's done.
Yep. Riley Blythe also done, as is Marlon McMullen. So those guys are complete on their lap time. So Warren won't be able to improve. So at the moment, Corey Preston on provisional pole. John Emerson is the next in the queue, who could potentially knock him off.
I think it's a big ask for John to pick up 7/10 on your second flyer, but stranger things have happened.
Actually crosses the line a little bit off the pace. Second lap around to 22. Corey Preston comes into the pit lane, a little bit of pit lane practice. Just noticed Brian Borg's moved up the timesheets though. He's up into 6th to 20.4. Not many drivers left to finish their laps. It'll go right down to the last second with the 8 minutes that you are allowed for your lap time. It doesn't take too long. By the time you do your out lap, start your flyer, and then have another crack, you've only got about 15-20 seconds left on the clock.
Yep, basically done. So just enough time for a practice start. Looking at Corey's new livery for the season, something left of field of the norm, but quite liking. Actually.
Yeah, I'm liking it too. We'll go through that very soon. We'll go through the starting grid though for this race. As we said, Corey Preston will start from pole from Dane Warren. John Emerson in 3rd, Riley Blythe 4th, Jason Quire in 5th position, Brian Borg in 6th, then Marlon McMullen 7th, Craig Jones 8th, Mario Vlasic in 9th, Chris D'Angelo 10th, Guy Leach 11th, Michael Taliancic next in 12th, and Greg Sharp, Matt Muggleton, Zach Baker, Daniel Williams, Benjamin Smith, Jamie McKnight, Jonathan Ben, Jose Ramambula, Mark Samuel, Stephen Varga. We'll go with Putra, Phil Jones, Vanderhaas, Weston, Kugeley, Belton, Stratton, Blackburn, and Morris. The 31 cars we have for this race. Good field.
It's a massive grid. Don't know how we're going to keep up with it all.
We're looking at around about a 45 to 50 minute race. There will be pit stops required for all the drivers. They are shortened fuel tank. They will be doing a little bit of strategy.
Yeah, tiny little bit. Dane Warren linking on the grid here. Not sure if he's suffering some of those internet dramas from previous. Actually disappeared from the whole grid at the moment.
Yep. Quite a few guys have been battling internet issues lately, which is a little bit disheartening, but hopefully a few drivers can sort out their issues. We get ready to go to start this race here at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Big thanks again to Aussie Driver Search for their support of our coverage. We're just waiting for the clock to hit 0, which is not far away from doing. Then we will get this race underway. Here we go.
Revs are rising.
And we're away. A fairly
Start by
clean
Corey
start.
there. Looking for the Constantina back in the pack here.
Oh,
A little bit of contact.
Yep.
No one spun around yet.
No. Oh, there we go. There is a car spinning. I think that is McKnight. His teammate Belton. McKnight was the one that lost
Very
out
wide
there.
up through a rouge here. This is Willing.
Oh, we got a car off in the fence. Big crash. That's Guy Leach.
Guy Leach. It's a big moment there.
We'll get a Cup Price Racing replay of the start. We'll see the incident for McKnight and we'll see the incident for Guy Leach. In the middle of the screen, the orange and black Ford Falcon, West End Mazda car. There was almost a spin. Mario Vlasic and I think Jason Quire, and then you see McKnight getting turned around, and then further up the road, Guy Leach.
I think he just lost the rear end over the top there, and unfortunately, massive contact.
Yep. Very easy to do. You unsettle the car up through there, the fastest corner on the circuit. Into the fence. We go back live.
Greg Sharp and Daniel Williams. Greg's just made a move, so quite a willing battle pack on too.
Big battle pack at the moment behind Greg Sharp. 8 or 9
Side by
cars in that
side.
battle.
Back there. Can't quite see who that is.
Looks like it was Phil Jones
Morris.
and Matt Morris, yeah.
With the off tracks here, you don't really gain a whole lot accumulating it, so it's risk versus reward in terms of that part, but you definitely won't. Oh, bit of contact.
Oh, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. Matt
Been
Morris,
surfed off the road there a little bit.
gotta be
Nice
careful how he
rejoin.
rejoins. Oh, into the grass goes the 16, or so the 18 of Futra. Managed to pull that up though quite well.
Very loose under brakes,
Yeah.
but held onto it.
Through as clean as they're going to, with so many V8 supercars out on track at the moment.
Big battles that. Oh,
Oh.
who's that? Been
Greg
spun
Sharp.
around. Oh, that's
that's
a really poor re-entry, that one.
that was very messy.
I think Eric just had to stop there. That's unfortunate. Some bystander of Phil Jones.
The Cup Pro Racing replay of that for Greg Sharp. And the
Actually
replay
got a
stop
spin
that's
up the
happened
top
from
as
Matt
well.
Muggleton, yeah. Just noticed on the
He's-
timesheet.
Spun up the top of Eau Rouge as well. It's really going out.
That wasn't too nice of a rejoin there from Greg Sharp. And Matt Morris screening the number 29. Oh, sorry, Matt
Muggleton.
Muggleton.
He's actually been spun around,
Spun by,
exiting Eau Rouge,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Already on with contact between he and it looked like Mario Vlasic. We go back live. The battle for the lead is on. Dane Warren right on the tail of Corey Preston at the moment.
Yeah, Corey 4/10 quicker last lap, but as tyres come up to 10, I think Dane pressuring away here. Corey just has to keep calm, eyes forward, as the engineer would say.
John Emerson didn't get a great start. He's dropped 2 spots back to 5th position. He's just on the tail of that battle pack behind of Riley Blythe, Nolan McMullen and John Emerson himself. But, battle for the lead.
He's probably just lacking a bit of race fitness, if you can call it that.
A little bit rusty. Guessing we might see him make a cameo appearance in the Bathurst 1000 race over the weekend.
Possibly. Haven't seen the team line up yet, so
Right on Q.
Could
Emerson
be,
has the fastest lap of the race. Saying that nearly every other driver on track, the lap time did not count that time round. Down through Radion, down through Eau Rouge, up to Radion, come now race leaders in Corey Preston and Dane Warren.
got a really
Dane's
good
got a
run here. Corey will just park it in the middle of the track, I'm not sure. Moving over. Bit defensive here. Hanging tough around the outside. Gonna get it
Yeah,
done
good
here.
move. Great move from Dane Warren to get that done.
Corey's looking to fight back here. There's an off track. And a look.
Oh, a little bit of a lock-up and running wide is Dane Warren, but
Oh.
just able to hold it on the outside.
Corey's got a good run here now.
And Riley Blythe catching very quickly too. Up the inside goes Preston, so lead changes back.
Oh, a little bit of contact side by side.
Warren almost able to hold it, but just last point there he wasn't able to, but now he's going to come back again.
Corey's going to hold position here. on this corner. Oh, a little bit more contact. A little bit of a hip and shoulder there.
Good view from on board from Riley Blythe right now as he sees this battle ahead. Starting to open up a little bit for him because he is right in this battle now.
Dane missing the front guard there, but I think that might be a little bit of netcode damage. Corey's the cork in the bottle here, unfortunately. Dane very wide. Life's not thinking much of it, he's braking early. Strategy involved here. I think a lot of these guys can save a lot of fuel and get the jump on these top two if they keep battling like this.
Yeah, it's probably battling a bit too hard. Riley Blythe thinking about making a move, thought twice of it, and now we've got, with this battling, a 6-car train for the race lead.
I think coming up to that chicane, I think Blythe could have saved at least 200 mils of fuel there, just rolling out of it early. And that's not counting the draft that he's getting as well, so definitely playing long game here.
Not a bad ploy either, considering that pit stops will be key in this race as well. Here it goes, Warren up under brakes again. Not quite close enough. Marlon McMullen, John Emerson are right in this pack now too. Craig Jones dropped off a little bit up through Eau Rouge. It's now a legitimate 5-car battle for the lead.
Craig Jones was actually the quickest of the top 6 last lap.
Yep. 220.5 for Jones versus 221.9s for the 2 leaders. 220.8 for Riley Blythe and 220.6s for Emerson and McMullen. Oh, we've got an incident back in the field. Oh, big crash. Mark Samuel, and may have been, I'm not sure which one of the Performance in Sports cars it was involved in the second part of that crash. But Cup Price Racing replay on screen now of the incident.
I think Lewis Kugel's just got up the inside there and unfortunately spun Mark around. A little bit of contact off the corner as well.
Well, something's happened to Daniel Williams as well.
He's actually spun.
Oh, contact there between he and the 17.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there.
Baker and he. A little weird netcode contact as we go back wide to the front. Guys now on the 4th lap of this race, about to start the 5th. Good battle pack.
Corey had opened up a little bit of a gap, but pretty much disappeared once again. So, sure if his car is actually suited for this configuration, whether it be whether he's lacking high speed or he's just really good in the low speed. But really doesn't seem to have the edge at the moment.
You can see how easily Dane Warren's catching up. Warren thinking there about making a move and then got out of the throttle very early.
Yeah, I think Corey's going to get jumped in the pit stop here.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to be leading, punching the hole. Yeah, for all these guys saving all this fuel. So
Riley Blythe's got himself in a good spot with this.
Yeah, he might be better off just to park it, sit behind someone, save the fuel.
Yep.
Think long game. I think he's definitely going to get jumped by these guys on fuel.
The 5 cars in this battle have pulled a fairly decent gap from Craig Jones back in 6th. And then 7th behind in the distance is Brian Borg.
pretty much
long.
the only battle we have on track at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone else seems to be spread out and
A little bit settled the rest of the field, isn't it? The cars are restricted to the 40% fuel tank as well. So we'll see pit window open around about probably lap 7 for most of these cars. Some guys will do 6 in this stint, some will do 8, but most of the field will pit on lap 7.
quite a short pit window, but
Yeah, it's a small window.
why strategy is king this one with fuel saving. If you know your clear air fuel burn, you should be right.
Yeah, Riley Blythe tucked right in behind. Got out of the throttle though, fairly early through our Rouge and on it early up. He's got a great run out already on. Might get this move done.
Game's not fighting too much.
Sure about that? He's going to hold around the outside and maintain the position. What that's doing is allowing Corey Preston to pull away.
If I were Corey, I'd just be backing the pack up a little bit here, just trying to save as much fuel as he can at the moment. Obviously he knows all the guys behind are saving a bit of fuel with the draft, so just back the pack up a little bit.
It wouldn't be a bad play for him to use this time now to save his fuel. He's got a second pretty much on Dane Warren ahead. And then Riley Blythe, Marlon McMullen are both tucked in fairly closely behind the rear wing of each other and Warren. So Emerson's a little bit further back now than what he was.
Yeah, Marlon is on the full fuel save at the moment, and he's still right under their rear wing. So I heard him lift out very, very early. So I think, see if we can jump on board with him here. Just see what his throttle trace is like. Dane,
Oh,
very, very
big
loose.
moment for Dane Warren.
Another 1X.
Yeah, how early he gets out of the throttle here.
Yeah, that's normal.
Out normal.
He was at least out of the throttle for 50 metres there.
Just flick back in the pack a little bit. Battle pack between Tim Weston, Jamie McKnight and Lewis Kugley is getting quite racy. It's for 19th, 20th and 21st. The World Championship races always seem to happen in around about these positions. It's Craig Jones and Brian Borg hit the pit lane, as does Jason Quire and Chris D'Angelo. So first drivers have jumped for the pit window.
Little battle pack here with Tim's just eked that gap out of it now.
Yep.
We've got McKnight, Lewis together.
Stephen Vargas starting to get in on it too. He's not too far away from getting himself involved, but go back to the front because the battle for the lead is on once again. They've all closed up rather quickly again.
Sure whether Corey's got ears on this commentary or not, but either he's made a mistake or he's listening, one or the other. Definitely needs to do something though. He's going to get gobbled up here in the pits if he doesn't do something about it. But where it comes into play with strategy with these races.
Tell you what, you're talking about Corey Preston there with the strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if the man that's doing his strategy is listening to us.
There's no one actually spotting for Corey tonight, so
Okay.
he's a lone soldier.
Battle pack that we were watching is pretty much ended because Damien McKnight and Lewis Kugley both just got past Tim Weston.
If we haven't takers for the pit stop, slapping around. Are in the pit window. Three in. Marlon going the extra lap.
And Warren's clipped the wall. Oh, and Preston almost sped across the line.
Emerson and McMullen go the extra.
And Emerson's caught up quite quickly as well. The gap has closed. Those guys were around about between 5 and 7 to 8 tenths. It's now down to 4. It was down to 2 across the start-finish line.
Not sure if Marlon's made a mistake on that lap, but Emerson did pull in 8 tenths of a second on the lap previous. But Emerson's saving as well, so...
And Emerson's pretty good at this fuel-saving game too.
See, these guys fairly experienced with these races, so... The veterans versus the rookies in some sense. Top 3 all being relatively new. 4th and 5th cars very experienced with this kind of stuff.
Yep. Preston's sort of in the middle of the experienced and rookie class, but McMullen and Emerson have done this many, many times before.
Yeah, you could call Corey a rookie to the front of the pack if you could.
Well, he's
could
done a good
call
job
that.
to work his way up because he was a legitimate backmarker when we used to broadcast a long time ago when he first broke into the scene. So he's done a very good job to work his way up to the front.
Just makes perfect.
Does do a lot of that too, so that probably goes in his favour. We'll see if McMullen and Emerson hit this lap. I'm almost definite they will.
Gone a full lap extra, so about 5 litres, 5.5 litres per lap fuel consumption. So they've actually probably saved quite a lot of fuel.
Well, if they're doing, they'll have to do less than 5. 5 litres a lap is just on the 40% fuel tank window, so as they both come into the pits, I'm sure the remainder of the field will come in at this time around.
Dane Warren, a lot of time up on
Dane Warren's actually jumped Corey Preston in the pits too. We've missed that on the exit, but Warren is ahead of Preston. Light's still behind.
Corey's just been held up massively by Tim Weston there.
Yep.
No fault of his own. It is for position, I believe.
It is for position. Weston will jump in the pits this time out of sequence with everyone else, but it is on the timesheet for position, so no issues with him fighting in that aspect. McMullen still stopped. We send the rest of the field into the pits. And a second longer pit stop for McMullen.
So the longer fill there.
Longer fill.
So
And Emerson around about the same time as McMullen. Let's see how Warren goes out in front.
net loss is about 1.5 seconds for Emerson there. So
Which is about the
maybe
pit stop.
maybe he got that extra little bit of fuel on in comparison to Marlon. So in some sense Marlon has saved more fuel than John. That's where he's been given a little bit of an advantage there with the shorter pit stop. So they just went straight to the brim. Saying that, I don't think these guys will take too long to get back onto this train with the fresh tyre advantage. One lap.
Big week for us here at V8s Online with the Bathurst 1000 coming up this weekend. Looking forward to bringing that to everyone this weekend. We've got some, what will be a very big day of broadcasting once again, as last weekend, the weekend just gone was, with 9 hours of broadcasting on Sunday. We'll do the same again this weekend for the 1000. At the moment, Jared Filso, you're not racing him technically at the moment because you don't have a teammate.
Yeah, unfortunately, Josh Muggleton's better half, or wife, I would say, booked a spontaneous trip to New Zealand. So hope that they will have fun. But there's nothing much I can do about that, fortunately. So on the hunt for a co-driver at the moment.
I'd help you out, mate, but I'm a bit busy.
That's
I'll probably be a hindrance anyway, rather than a help. Riley Blythe got a very, very good exit through turn 1. Coming up to Eau Rouge, he's tucked right in behind Rory Preston here as we almost hit the halfway point of this race.
He's got a really, really good run here. I don't know whether Corey will fight with it or not.
Needs to get out of it. He knows that there's a lot on the line here. Save a bit of fuel if you can tuck him behind, but
quite hard here. I think Riley's not as confident under brakes at the end of the straight there as Warren or Corey, because he's been out-braked on the outside twice now.
Manages to get it through the second part of the corner, but back comes Preston. And what this is doing is allowing Dane Warren to pull ahead.
It's a perfect scenario for Dane here. Corey might just need to concede a little. All this does is burn your tyres up. Well, he's giving him a little bit of a hit there.
A little bit of a bump and run move happening here.
Outside for the next corner, so not really to his benefit. Try and hang around the outside.
Yep, and he's going to do it. He'll get the inside for the next corner, and
Riley's up the inside.
Oh,
good battling here.
Big slide too from Preston, so this has enabled McMullen to catch back up, and Emerson will get in the draft too.
Corey's going to have to pull out of it there.
McMullen's going to get a run on Preston here.
Marlon.
Oh, Marlon's got out of the throttle though. Marlon's got out of the throttle to tuck in behind and save some fuel. Very, very smart driving from McMullen.
Corey might have a little bit of a dive here. He's probably not too happy. Be unhappy about, but just gifted Warren this massive gap now.
It's out to 3 seconds, or 3.3 seconds at the line. Big gap.
2.5 second gain that lap. I think Marlon has good tyre life set. Every time I see him in the camera, he's always loose right out sideways.
Love a good skating quote, don't you?
I don't mind him on skating quote. He goes alright. I heard he was pretty good back there.
He would tell you. Emerson's tucked right back in again. Preston now has another look. Gets it done.
Loose. Loose, loose.
Oh, just pulls it up. Here comes McMullen.
Yeah, this is helping Dane here. Massively. Dane would be loving it. Just burning everything up for Corey. He's burning his fuel up even more than he would be burning his tyres up.
And this helps Emerson and McMullen because they have been saving fuel and they'll continue to save a fair bit right now.
Yep. This is unfortunately hurting Ryan quite a lot. Just getting attacked every single corner, unfortunately. Good viewing.
It's good to watch, just probably not to be involved in, considering he needs to fuel save. It's not a want, it's a need. With the way that the fuel structure is, oh yeah, it definitely is a preference to try and save some fuel.
Not optimal if you're sitting behind the wheel, but it is what it is.
Warren now is just going to go all out, get the lead out to as far as he can. It's 4.2 seconds now, so he's going to pull another 2 seconds this lap. Something's happened to Lewis Kugler. He's just disappeared off the timesheets altogether. Now, I've got a feeling that he may have just been disqualified for the incident limit.
Have contact early in the race, so could have hampered his incident limit. Riley really close to Corey here. He's got a good run.
Up the inside he goes. Preston holds again around the outside. Bit of contact too this time.
Yeah, a little bit. This is going to be interesting. Oh!
Whoa!
Defense.
This is
a
not
big
good.
one.
Oh, and Emerson's involved too. Big crash and oh, now
Coming through.
yeah,
Jones, innocent
Jones
bystander.
gets into it as well. That is disastrous.
Worst
Preston and
nightmare.
Blythe.
I don't think there was much in that fair side-by-side contact. Bit of net code, so I've seen worse for that one, fortunately.
Yep. Emerson, one of the innocent bystanders, and as he's reversed back with his foot on the brakes, continues to roll. Craig Jones, unfortunately, involved too.
They've made heavier contact than that through a corner, but teams can't make contact going in a straight line, unfortunately.
That was very unlucky for Jones. He almost made it through, but that's race done for him. So what this has done has helped Dane Warren now 6.5 second lead.
Fortunately, I think that crash with Emerson and Jones, that was it was almost identical to Simmons Plains with Will Davison and Rick Kelly, unfortunately. Nowhere to go.
Yep.
Thankfully, we can hit a reset button. No harm done.
Yeah, all that you hurt here, all that you can injure here is your pride. So, unfortunate way for the race to end for quite a few drivers, but Ryan Borg now propelled into P3. He's got Jason Quire and Chris D'Angelo, who have caught up a fair bit of time over the last couple of laps on him.
This would be a good result for any of these guys just to get on the podium. They're quite close too, so this could get quite willing between these guys. They give it up too easy.
Corey Preston did continue on, but he's just bringing his car back to the pits, and that'll be race done for him.
We've got Mike Taliancic as well, who's a little bit further behind little battle pack for the podium, but he is known for his good strategy, so he's actually pitted on lap 8, so he's gone the lap extra.
Yeah, so he's on the same strategy as his teammate Mullen McMullen.
So
Watch
don't be
where he
surprised
comes
if he actually jumps these guys or even gets right back onto these guys at pit stop.
Yep. And the three guys in this battle pack, 3rd, 4th, 5th on screen at the moment, Borg, Quire and D'Angelo, they all pitted on lap 6. They've gone the 1 lap shorter early strategy.
Yep, so Taliancic is going to have a really short fill in comparison to these guys, so the further he can catch up to them, the better it is for him. He'll be in the clear come next pit stop, so pushing as hard as he can.
Borg starting to pull a little bit of a gap. I don't think we'll see these 3 cars in the lane this lap. I'm going to guess next lap.
I think it's 7 laps maximum to a stint, flat out. Maybe eight when you're tucked up behind. So
these guys are going to have to do 1 stint of 8, whether it's this stint or the next stint. So, but seeing D'Angelo and Quire are actually working together in regards to drafting. Obviously, being teammates makes it a little bit easier to work together with draft.
Chris has
Angelo
gone in
comes
the
in.
pits, so he's the first one to blink. Going to be quite a tough stint for Chris, I think. Might care a little bit of fuel saving, depending.
He'll have to do the 8-lap stint right at the end of the race. Borg and Quire continue on, and Talyancic is caught about a 10th on Quire and Borg that last lap around.
Pretty even pace-wise for these guys, so that's good. But Mike with the shorter fuel coming up, so flap and just get it over and done with.
Yeah, I think
You'll
we'll
actually-
see pretty
you'll
much
jump
everyone in this lap. I'm very sure that we will see everyone in this lap.
Definitely has the undercut fuel, but he doesn't want to lose that undercut with tyres either, so that'll pretty much discount the whole thing. So you'd need to mirror what they do.
Dane Warren now leads by 6.7 seconds with that issue that we saw just before. Pretty strong lead at the moment. Marlon McMullen
Cruising at the moment.
out all by himself at the moment. McMullen, he's just got track ahead and track behind, no one around. Borg and Quire, they've closed back up once again.
Possibly a mistake from Brian there. So we'll see these 3 guys in pit lane. End of this lap.
Oh, a little bit of a moment for Borg. He ran a little bit wide. Got the left-hand wheels over the entry curb.
He had the
then-
4-wheel slide going there. Rally spec, not optimal.
No, it's definitely... Well, I guess he's pitting this lap because there's nothing left on the tyres now.
I definitely wouldn't want to go a lap extra, that's for sure.
No, definitely go the short strategy. Now I see Dane Warren in the pits. Marlon McMullen is in the pits as well. And Borg and Quire. Quire, that was a late decision from Quire there. I think he was umming and ahhing about whether to do the opposite.
So Mike's actually going again here.
Yep. He was going to do
Pace
a
is
6.
very consistent, so that's one thing that he's got going for him at the moment.
Talyancic now the race leader. Dane Warren will pull away in just a moment.
Marlon's actually picked up a lot
Yeah, he
of time
has.
on Dane there. Obviously, he
13.5
had-
second stop that time around for McMullen. So that's a 5-second gain. And we thought that the race was over. It's far from over now. Look at this.
Marlon's right in there. Probably about a second and a half back.
Wire has passed Borg and D'Angelo has jumped the two of them with that 1 lap earlier pit stop.
Undercut, working a treat.
Going to be tough for him though to continue on.
Yeah, well, fuel is the question mark for Chris.
That's effective third for Chris D'Angelo as it stands right now.
Just have to wait and see where Mike comes out, because he's still got his pit stop to make. I'm not sure, he might be in this lap. Possibly next.
He might go one more.
Pretty
Borg,
careful.
what a big dive he's got off the track. He's a little bit too deep there from Brian Borg, and he'll have to let Jason Quire back through with a time penalty for cutting the course. That was very ambitious though from Borg, and I was fairly sure he wouldn't pull it up.
I don't think I heard any gear changes there, so when there's no gear shifting going, you know you're in hot. Harm in trying though.
Go back live. Quire has dropped around about 2 seconds off his teammate in D'Angelo as well while this has all happened. So it's definitely playing into Chris D'Angelo's hands as it stands now, as Michael Talyancic most likely will come in the pits this lap. No, going one more. They'll do a 5 lap stint at the end by the looks.
little battle
6
with
laps, sorry?
Borg and Quire, that'll definitely help Mike's case here. That's slowing the two down. But
the issue for him though is D'Angelo's just blitzed away after Borg made that issue. Quire had to check up because there was nowhere to go. D'Angelo's gone. I'm going to guess Taliancic will come out in between D'Angelo and Quire, but he's going to have very, very fresh tyres to run it home at the end.
yep, genuinely have no idea where he's going to end up. Saying that, they are still quite close, considering the moment that they did have. Of course, Chris has gone an extra lap on the tyres.
Oh, Daniel Williams and Matt Morris's contact at the bus stop chicane. Williams, big lock up. He's just looped it again as he tries to enter on the track.
He was in super deep there.
And the second spin just to finish it off.
Yeah, adds in something through that one, unfortunately.
Go back to the battle between Jason Quire and Brian Borg. So at the moment it's for 6th and 7th, but effectively...
Effective third?
Yeah, effective 3rd, 4th, 5th.
The thing these guys have to really worry about now is their off-track count. So, lap 16 of 21, 5 laps to go.
This race is going by pretty quick. Been pretty action-packed. Like, good to see lots of action at this track. Next week will be absolutely amazing as we head to Bathurst once again. Of course, Bathurst 1000 coverage Saturday and Sunday this weekend here on V8 Online, and then Monday we'll have the official V8 Supercar Series from Bathurst. Make sure you tune in for that. Can't wait for Bathurst.
Bit of a Bathurst marathon, 1000k race on the Sunday, and whatever it is on the Monday.
Nothing
Sure,
after the weekend that we've just had with the 6 hours non-stop broadcast of the Oceanic Endurance Championship, and then backed up with Carrera Cup Australia. So I can
Mike
handle that.
Taliancic leaving the lane now.
Yeah,
He's
good
just
jump.
about to get to the end of the cones. He might
Having a
jump Chris here.
He will.
Definitely, he's gone straight past. That's effective third there.
Yep, well done to Mike Taliancic. That very clever play to hit later. He's just got to be careful to see whether D'Angelo will get him in the draft here while the tyres are a little bit down in pressure.
They're gaining, but dare say you'd see Mike pull away here. Given a few corners, got a fresh tyre advantage, low fuel.
Here comes Borg in the background, thinks about it, pulls out.
Borg and Jason want is Chris to have a dive here at Mike. That'll bring all 4 of them in for the podium.
Gap between Warren and McMullen, that's stretched out a fair bit. It's out to around about 3.5 seconds now.
Stephen Varga here having a dive at Putra. Almost side by side still. Oh, his Putra's off the road. Make slight contact with the wall there, unfortunately. I was having a good battle. Got teammates in Mark Samuel and Varga here, as well as Weston up ahead, holding position.
Weston's been in a few battles this race.
Been in the battle amongst effective lead and 4 15th at the moment.
Go back to Brian Borg, right on the tail now, Jason Quire.
Borg 0.3 of a second quicker last lap around.
Here comes Borg, he's got to run.
Another
Up
dive
inside,
there.
he will dive it in for sure.
Not quite.
Not quite close enough. Quire did a great job of covering that off. The gap between Taliancic and D'Angelo staying around 1.1 seconds. Not able to capitalise. Wally had that little bit of draft, and I think Taliancic is going to pull away now.
Yeah, I think fresh tyre advantage is definitely helping Mike here. He should pull away, at least for the first few laps. Hoping his tyre wear doesn't go down the drain.
Look at Quire and Borg still battling at it though.
Yeah, even battle this one. Looking at Borg, he's looking like he wants to have a go, and then Jason's really good on the brakes, so he can't quite get it up there. So strength and weaknesses from both.
Matt Morris and Mario Vlasic having a very good battle too. They're just in the bottom two spots in the top 10, 9th and 10th.
Mario running the trademark Holden Cruise once again. Be borderline Aussie at the moment. He rocks up here every week, has a crack.
He's moving up the timesheets every round that he does in this car too, which is great to see. So good job, Mario Vlasic, pushing on. It's getting a lot better in the car, so it won't be long before we'll start to see him up towards the podium positions. I wouldn't be surprised in.
As long as he doesn't get in the Holden Cruise, he'll be right.
Yeah, as long as he keeps it in the Commodore, he'll be right. So 3 laps to go when these guys cross the line. Taliancic around about 1.5 seconds now, so he's pulled about 4/10 that lap.
Quickest lap of the race for him so far. Time to do that.
Yep. Gap between first and second staying very, very stable too. So Warren last lap did 20.4. Gap behind is 3.7 seconds. McMullen lost 2/10 last lap around. 20.6, pretty much 20.7.
Dane's just been a little bit more consistent on this final stint. That's where the gaps come from. He actually pulled a second in one of the laps, so Marlon's possibly made a mistake somewhere.
Marlon did take very short amount of fuel, so Marlon possibly will have to fuel save a little bit too, so that's another factor to possibly bring in. I'm not too sure if he's got enough, only a 13-second stop versus a 19-second stop for Warren, which would have been a full tank. So there is a chance that there's a bit of fuel saving needed.
Does have 14 seconds the gap to the next car, so he's got plenty of time to save if he does need to. If he was in trouble, he would be doing it from the get-go, so all is looking good at the moment.
And on board as well, it sounds fairly normal in regards to braking points and easing off the throttle, so just not quite enough pace at the moment to get Dane Warren. 2 laps to go to start lap 20 of this 21 lap race. Now we've got a true 3-car battle for 4th position because Quire and Borg have caught up.
Oh, Chris Very loose coming out of the bus stop chicane there. It's not good for the Dunlops.
It's not an optimal line. It's not an optimal way to get these Dunlops to perform. Look at the gain from Quire there. It's very, very deep.
Lost 9/10 that lap, Chris, so 2 laps to go. See if he can hold on from his teammate.
Of course, D'Angelo did pit that 1 lap earlier than the guys behind.
Be feeling a little bit more in the tyres, but possibly some fuel. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Borg's dropped from behind Quire as well. Jason Quire's caught up a lot the first part of this lap, and he's right on the tail of his teammate now.
Yeah, vomited it in every corner. Not optimal, but it's like he's getting really deep in there.
Making it work, and although the tyre disadvantage won't be too good later in the race. So just noticing Mario Vlasic has disappeared off the timesheets, and I'm very sure that that is a disqualification for him due to incident limits. So unlucky end of the race for Mario Vlasic.
Yeah, unfortunate for Mario there.
Another battle starting to happen between Daniel Williams and Matt Muggleton.
Just going back to look at Mario, he's been turned around unfortunately, so he's been given a 4x and possibly a 2x for a loss of control. That's unfortunate. Tipped him over.
He just got turned from behind by Bezo Roman Boiler. That's been the end of the race for Mario Vlasic, which is very unfortunate. And Boiler actually had it all locked up, was not intending to make contact. Unlucky way for the race to end us. We are now on the final lap, lap 21 in this race. The battle for fourth is well and truly on.
A 3/10 gain there, Jason. As well as Borg, made up 10th, 2/10.
Taliancic is just checked out now too.
That's definitely a long game for fresher tyre advantage there. So no stress on his behalf. Wire's actually got a good run here. Really nice up through Eau Rouge.
And Borg kind of weaving down the straight. Usually a sign that you're starting to struggle a little bit in regards to fuel.
Possibly. Be a little bit of a tactic to, hey, look in the mirror, I'm still here. Sure, Jason would want to be doing it now though.
Very sure that the forward direction is the only focus for Jason Quire as he hunts down his teammate. He's done a very, very good job. Played a very, very clever strategy to pit that 1 lap earlier. Got a very good undercut. But is he going to be able to hold on?
Yeah, the fuel is the question here with Chris, so could be short, it could be safe, we don't know.
Go back to Dane Warren, about to come up to the bus stop chicane for the final time. Very good drive, just kept it out of trouble. When he got into that lead, he just broke away and used that advantage. Congratulations. Oh, almost.
He's almost lost it.
Almost loops it at the bus stop chicane for the last time, but congratulations to Dane Warren picking up the win. Marlon McMullen finishes in second position. Taliancic will come home in third, but fourth position still going on.
Premature celebration. These guys have closed up quite a lot here.
Angelo's going to hold on. So well done to him for getting fourth. Fifth will go to Quire, and Borg will get sixth. Benjamin Smith will finish in seventh position. Tim West and Stephen Vargas still going at it. These guys we saw in a battle around about 6 or 7 laps ago, still going at it.
Yeah, Varga's actually got a good run here.
Will he be able to capitalise on it though?
Tim's very wide there. He's got a really good run through Blanchemont there. Gonna have to do it around the outside here. Oh, Tim's in
Oh,
deep.
deep.
Oh!
And Varga's going to get through and get the spot. Oh, a little bit of a touch just to finish it off. Good battle to the end. Varga picks up a position right at the last corner.
That's
Literally the
unfortunate
last
for
corner.
Tim there.
Just
That was,
behind Blackburn. Putra. Van der Haas. I think Putra from Blackburn, Van der Haas in that order. 16th, 17th, 18th.
I think that was the slowest pass I've ever seen, Aris. He was basically stopped.
Yep. He was doing about 13 k's an hour as he actually made the move past. No, we'll just wait for the
Doesn't
last...
matter how you get it done.
No, doesn't matter. We'll just wait for the last couple of drivers to cross the line. David Staffen crossing the line, and Matthew Belton will be the last driver to cross the line. He'll finish in 20th position. Run through the race results. Dane Warren, in the end, 2.7 seconds over Marlon McMullen. Michael Taliancic third. Well done to him. Great strategy play. Chris D'Angelo finishes fourth, and Jason Quay and Brian Bull. Great battle between those 3 cars at the end of the race. Benjamin Smith, Zach Baker, Matt Morris, and Jose Raymond Buller round out the top 10. Jamie McKnight, Daniel Williams managed to hold off Matt McMullen at the end. Then Stephen Varga, Tim Weston, very interesting pass right at the end of the race. Putra, Blackburn, Van der Haas, Stratton, Belton. Then over the page again, Mark Samuel. Then Mario Vlasic, Greg Sharp, who finished 4 laps down in the end. Did finish the race though. Jonathan Ben, Corey Preston, Riley Blythe, John Emerson, those guys all caught up in that massive crash as well as Craig Jones. Then Lewis Kugley, Phil Jones, and Guy Leach rounding out the field. Wow, what a race.
Quite entertaining, that race in the end. Didn't really do much to begin with, but credit to the guys for keeping it clean on lap 1.
Yeah, well done to them for keeping it very, very clean and highly entertaining. So this wraps up coverage. Big thank you once again to Aussie Driver Search for their support of us bringing you coverage of the iRacing official V8 Supercar Series. Of course, good luck to all the drivers who are participating in the finals of Aussie Driver Search coming up in the coming weeks. Jared, thank you once again. Good luck for the weekend for V8 Scops.
Thank you. I will be there with or without a teammate.
Remember to tune in for coverage of the events at V8 Scops Bathurst 1000 all over the weekend. Saturday night, qualifying. Sunday, race day. We will see you next time. Wednesday night will be our next broadcast for the Oceanic Sprint Series. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Aussie Driver Search is excited to announce a brand new competition in 2017. We'll be holding a V8 Ute competition with the winner receiving a drive in the V8 Utes at the inaugural Newcastle Street Race. This will be the last time the V8 Utes will race in their traditional format before morphing into the new Super Ute category in 2018. With the overwhelming response and huge demand for Aussie Driver Search, we've decided to create this additional competition for those who missed out. Open to anyone, this competition will consist of a drive in a V8 Ute at our events in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. The top 5 from each qualifying round move into the finale to drive V8 Utes at Sydney Motorsport Park free of charge, with the winner crowned on this day. 3-time V8 Ute champion Ryle Harris is the judge for this competition. Ryle will also mentor the winner during the round at Newcastle. One person in the V8 Ute competition will also receive a wildcard entry into the final round of the Pro competition and be in the running to win a full season in the 2018 Toyota 86 Racing Series. The entry fee is only $800 with limited spots available. Entries are open now. These spots will not last long. Get your entry in to avoid missing out.